This is Jeff, and you may remember a few years back I had this really strange looking cap with leads all over my brain, and they were testing my brain to see the craziness that goes on in there. And they said it was crazy. And I never did really get back with you and explain the results of that because they were a little bit disturbing. They said that there were some things that they were concerned about, but then they wanted to sell me this much deeper test. It cost a lot of money, but they did say that I was at risk if I didn't look at things for some type of dementia. So since then I've been kind of looking around and studying, and cognitive function is a big deal, memory is a big deal, and as you get older you realize, hey, things aren't the way they always used to be. So one of the things I learned and kind of confirmed was how we can support our brains. There's a lot of usefulness in supporting your brain properly. Like, let's just talk about brain injuries. If someone got a concussion in a sports injury, accident, or whatever, there's not really a whole lot of things that can be done, we think, to help the brain recover, but there are some things that have been unearthed, and omega-3 is one of those things. DHA and EPA are two different components of omega-3s, and what I'm learning is that a lot of the omega-3s can't be absorbed properly, and so it's kind of interesting. I brought a few products out here, and one of these products, I don't remember which one, if it was Mason, Windmill, I don't think it was now, but they said mercury-free omega-3. So I'm like, does that mean if I'm taking an omega-3 that it could have mercury in it because I got a fish, because it was fish oil, that had mercury in it? So what we have found is this really cool point-of-care test, which is an omega-3 point-of-care test, which means you can actually do this test yourself. It's very similar to a blood glucose test. You just take this little thing and you pull the cap off and pop it inside of your finger, put it on the little test strip, and mail it off as an envelope. And then in 2 to 4 weeks, you get back the results of what your omega-3 level is in your body. Well, why in the world would people be wanting to do this? Well, if you're concerned about your cognitive function, dementia, you're concerned about how certain things are working in the brain, you can make sure that you have the proper omega-3 level. And we've learned about a company that has a really high level of the DHA and EPA called Brain Armor. Love the name. Really cool product. They're the ones that introduced us to the point-of-care testing. So what they recommend is you take a test, and then you take some product, and then you check it in about 60 days, and you can see if your omega-3 has gone up. In that process, what I'm figuring out is that lots of great things are happening. Cognitive function, but memory, the acuity of your brain is increased. From personal testimony, they wired me up. Now I know I'm a little bit crazy, but omega-3 at a high level with a quality product is great. And what they also told me at Brain Armor, since I was getting educated by them, is that if you test and you've been taking omega-3, a lot of times the omega-3 is not being absorbed properly, and it's not the proper amounts that you need. So when you test, you're not going to get the right amount. You're not going to have enough in your system. And they guarantee that it'll be up at the proper levels when you take the Brain Armor. But you can get omega-3 from fish. Now has it from 5 different types of oil: flaxseed, evening primrose, canola, black currant oil, and pumpkin seed oil, which is all vegan. And what Brain Armor did that was kind of interesting, rather than take it from the fish and run the risk of having mercury, they actually got it from seaweed, which is what the fish eat, which it's a vegan form of omega-3. So let's look at the different amounts, like the omega-3 in let's say a Windmill product, or now 1,000 milligrams of essential fatty acid, which is, well, they don't put it on there, Let's see what this one says, the EPA and the DHA. All right, so the EPA is 180 milligrams. The DHA is 120 milligrams. That's in the windmill. In the Mason Natural, it's says a total of 1,000, but they don't give it either. In the Brain Armor, which is really nice, they give it right there on the side of the box, and it's 2,292 milligrams of omega-3, of which the DHA is 1,250 and 625 milligrams of EPA. Huge, whopping doses. So if someone's had a concussion, they're in the early stages of Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, they have ADHD. One of the things that high omega-3 is, it increases neuroplasticity, brain neuroplasticity, which means, actually, you remember those commercials when they said your brain's on drugs, you know, and this is what your brain's like, and once you lose your brain cells, they're gone. Actually, that's not true. You can recover brain cells. I'm not recommending you get on drugs because it is a lot like the frying pan and the egg, but neuroplasticity, the repairing and the rewiring of your brain, can actually occur when you're giving your brain all the support it needs. So the DHA is a building block for healthy brain cells, and then the EPA helps with the inflammation of brain cells. And in doing that, we're finding that people are getting all kind of wonderful results. So in speaking about neuroplasticity, I just happened to look up online plasticity brain centers and what they do. And they support a lot of different things, such as brain injuries, concussions, neurodegenerative conditions such as Alzheimer's, dementia, MS, Parkinson's, development disorders such as ASD, ADHD, cerebral palsy, dyslexia, all different kinds of things where the brain is kind of wired a little strangely. And it's just interesting that they're addressing all the things that great omega-3s address. So what we would love to do is provide for you tests, great product, counseling, to help with brain problems. We're not charging for counseling. We just want to help you out. Brain Armor is a great product. Other omega-3s and omega-3, 6, and 9s are great products. But we want to give to you the best, and we want to help you the mostest. So if you'll come and see us, we'd love to tell you more about the omega-3s and the benefits. I didn't even begin to mention the help of inflammation in the joints, and other benefits of omega-3 like the cardiovascular benefits. But because of the high DHA content in Brain Armor, that specifically benefits the brain more than the other functions, but the EPA benefits the other functions, and therefore you get the benefit of everything in that product. So if you're interested in something like that to help with brain function, we'd love to help you. Come see us at Cheek and Scott, the omega-3 experts.